Hello. Much love to you all. This is Genesis to Revelations, chapter 2. Begin at the beginning. The first chapter of Genesis wastes no time in introducing us to the hero of the story. In the beginning, God. And it's setting the scenes. Creation takes place across 2 chapters and settles into the idyllic wonder of a brand spanking new world. So new, in fact, that the dew hasn't even dried. In that world, God sets up a critical kind of order. The planet itself is full of life. If a bit untamed, it's in the chaos of infant creation that God creates a bit of structure. A garden we call Eden. Into that garden, God puts both of his new humans, creation. He's made in his image. Parts of the image in Genesis is simply that humans were to be God's representatives of the earth. He was God over the universe, and humans were the physical representation of the invisible God on the planet. So long as that order, God, humans, earth, stayed put, the idyllic world of early Genesis would also stay put. God, in his grace, would give humanity everything it needs, not only to survive, but to thrive. Humanity, in turn, would live in trusting obedience to him, experiencing dominion and care for the world around them. But in the 3rd chapter of Genesis, a trickster waltzes into the garden and drops the thought into the humans' minds that maybe, just maybe, God's holding out. If they disobey his command and eat of the forbidden tree, they could be their own gods, rulers of their own destinies. At the heart of the Bible story is that problem. God created humanity to rule the earth as his representatives. With great love, he gave them his authority and power and life. But humanity chose and would continue to choose ever after. Autonomy over trusting submission. The first humans wanted to be masters of their own lives and so chose rebellion. The rebellion brought death as God had promised, but it also corrupted the order of rulership. Earth and reproduction would no longer submit compliantly to humanity. Humanity would suffer in hard work on both fronts, and their relationship to God broke too. That's the conflict that sets off the story. The balance of the Bible then shows the hero, God himself, on a quest to fix what humanity broke, to restore the order of rule, to bring human hearts back to loving submission to him, and to find a replacement, Adam, someone who could rule the earth in perfect obedience to the Father and be the living, breathing, physical representation of the invisible God. Reading the Bible, we follow in that journey in which God goes to incredible, even shocking lengths to reclaim humanity. We sit with bated breath and watch as he moves through the events of humanity's history on his quest, and we wait with anticipation for the climax and resolution of his journey. If that sounds like Jesus is the inevitable answer to you? Great. You've been through the story before, but we have a long way to go before we get to Jesus. And every bit of ink in the Old Testament is crucial for understanding how the story gets us there. We can't skip ahead. We can't just sum up and say everything in the pages of Genesis through Malachi points to Jesus and ignore the rest. We have to do the work of reading the story, because every story has an author, and the author puts everything in the story for a reason. When God embarked on a quest. In the Bible, God isn't a sacred hobbit afraid to leave the Shire, nor is he unable to bring himself to do what must be done. And that will prove surprising. But the course of the Bible's narrative still invites us into the journey to undo the sinful rebellion of Adam, undo Adam's curse, and restore creation and the other of rule to the earth, ultimately bringing humans back into his own presence like it was in the garden. Before their deceived and rebellious hearts believed a liar. The first step of the journey is a total reset. Through the flood, Genesis 6 through 9. Though the flood in Genesis 6 through 9, God hits a giant start over button on the process of creation. He wipes away every vestige of sin and corruption, literally washing the planet clean. He keeps a few righteous humans to start over with, as well as one pair of each kind of animal in chapter 9. We find a near perfect production of the original creation story. Dry land arises from the waters. Birds then animals venture out into the world, and finally God reinstates humanity with commission to rule the earth and fill in God's representatives.